Alright, so let's continue from where we left off. So we have this now. Okay, there's a cage. Sorry, this is the reference we've created, we've imported, and we have the back view here. Don't forget. So whenever we need a back view, we just go and hide it. And all of this has been placed in layer, so we can just turn off. So we're going to reference it so that when we click, we will not mistakenly click our reference. So alright, let's dive straight into it. So I'll need my side view here, right view. Okay, so I'm good to go. So this, if I click, nothing will happen. So let's move straight into our side view. So the first thing we're going to be doing here is I'm going to be creating kind of this first. So I'll use cycle, draw something like so, W. I'll move that into place, maybe increase it a bit, W, and so I'm having something that looks like this now. Okay, so next thing I'll do is go to my curve point, add a curve point here, hold my shift, add a curve point here, go to my curves. I think I'll need my curves a lot, so I will just bring it somewhere here. I will detach. So this now, I have one here, I have one here. I'll delete this down here, click and go to my control vertex and just put that into place like so. So that's enough. I think it's kind of okay. Let's just do some things here. Maybe bring this down a bit. You might not be so precise like me, but being precise makes a lot of sense. So push this. Okay, so I have the first there. Okay, so I have this. Okay, so next thing is to draw another. Okay, next thing is to draw another. So I would still go there, click this. I just draw something big. Trying to mimic this here, maybe make it bigger. I like it to be as big as possible so that I don't need to do a lot. Okay, now you can see how it's going through. So I'll go to my curve point, drop one here, put my shift, drop another here. Okay, so I will now detach right. So now it's detached. I'm having one here. Get that off. I then move to my complete it first, very important, or hit your W, whichever one. Go to my control vertex. I'll need this to, push to where it ought to. Okay, I think this is cool. It's cool. So I'll just maybe push this here, and maybe leave it the way it is. Here, I think. Okay, push this a bit, then get that sorted. Then this I will just assume. So don't forget, it's a cage I'm trying to build, right? Later I can, do other modeling, but I need it to flow without issues. Okay, I think that's cool. So right now I'm having this. Okay. So next thing is gonna be this. Before I continue, I would love to let me get this off first. Go to my top view port and let's see what we're doing. So if you observe, we haven't this being drawn here, so we have to correct that. Don't worry, we'll correct that later. So do the same thing here. Draw a circle. Make sure it's quite as large. Okay, I think it's too big. Reduce it a bit. W, move it up. This is not bad. I think this is okay to start with. Alright, so I'll go to my curves, bring it out again. I will the first thing I will do is to here apply curve points, drop one here, hold my shift, drop another here, then detach. Where is my detach? Okay, detach. Then once I detach, this is gone. Now I would go to my control vertex and play along with that like so. Then maybe if I need to drag this up. Please, if you're confused, try and rewatch the video I made as it concerns spline modeling. I've explained all of this already in a separate video. So here we are just applying what we have learned. Okay, so I think I'm good. And maybe here I might just so take note that you could use Bezier Curves for this, but I feel for something that is so as circular as this, this will work better. All right, so the next thing I will do is get this again, draw something, and try and move it into perspective. I think it's too big. A bit of reduction like so, and move it into perspective. I think I'm cool with that. Looks big. Okay, let's just, to be on the safer side, that could still have worked, but I prefer to have it inside and then drag it out and have it out and bring it inside. So I'll go to my control, my curve, keep one here, and detach. When I detach, I'll get this off, and so we have this we're working with. I'm going to click, go to my control vertex. So you can see it's okay. So we drag that in. I think it's almost done. Okay, let's see. Drag that upward. Maybe drag this a bit off. I think this is okay if you ask me. There may be a bit of a push there. Okay, so now I have one here, one here, one here, one here. So the mistake people make is that they assume that this is already in the right positions without checking and confirming from other viewports. So it's very healthy to check that it's in the right position before you move on. So I'll click this, right? Click this. I would go to my, let's say, my front viewport and check. So if you observe, it's in the front, it's at the middle, and this is supposed to be at the extreme. So I will move this. Now watch. I'll move this to here and look at it. It's telling us that there's a bend to another line. It means this one in front. Now let's go to our two-way view so that we can understand this better. I'll go to my okay, this makes more sense. So see what's happening here. It's telling me that this it's here. Now this and this are not on the same line. There's a space, so there's a curve, more like a bend, or a tilting, which is why this line, let me be sure, which is why this line coincides here. Does that make sense? So we are good to go. So we have this line here, okay, then this line here. Okay, not bad at all. So we're going to correct this to this. So the middle, so it's going to come here. Okay, then these two, or I will come somewhere here. Now as I'm moving this, I'm trying to make sure this line and the right positions. That's okay. So with this now, watch. When I click this, it's in the right space. When I click this, it's in the right space. So same with this. When I click this, it's in the right space. Then click this too, it's in the right space. So we can move on to the next thing. Alright, so what I'll do here is I'm going to create more like a new, reference, like, yeah, a new reference, a new layer, sorry. I'll add all of this in new layer. Okay, so that's, I'll call it curves. Curves. So with this now I can template them, sorry, reference, so that when I select them, they don't get wrongly selected. So let's go to my perspective view and see what I'm having now. I'm going to click, yeah, all ref is gone. So this is what I've created thus far. Hope you get the idea. So that is it. I believe with this now you can see some things that we can do. We can loft, we can, do a lot with this. So let's move on. So bring this back on. Let's go back to our top view. Okay, so we're going to draw something here. I'm going to draw something that goes across. Okay, so I'm going to use my Bezier Curves. Why? Anytime I'm drawing, curves or lines that have both curves and vertices like this, I like using my Bezier Curve, because if you use your EP curves and begin to draw, for instance, let's say you begin to draw, when you come here, you can see you might not be able to get that exact or precise, sharp point you might want. So in such cases as this, you should use your Bezier curve. So I will use my Bezier and come up with something I think might work. Okay, then I can just click. Guess what? That'll be perfect. Okay, click. I can click here. And the good part is I can always convert this to NURBS. That is to more like the EP curve, and I'm good to go. So it's not a big deal starting with doing something with your Bezier. If you need it to be in form of the EP, you can convert it to NURBS or something. Okay, then maybe that and complete. Okay, so I'm having something here now. So next thing is I'm going to make sure it's in the right spots. Here is in the middle. Okay, our pivots are more in the middle, so whenever we draw something, it goes to the middle there. So we have to always make sure that after drawing, we move things to where they're supposed to be. So I'm going to check this out and maybe drag this where it should be. I think that is a good spot. Yep. Yeah, I think that's a good spot. Yeah, so this should be a good spot for that. So let's see if we are correct. Of course, always come to your perspective view to check, turn my all ref, and guess what I'm having. Hope you get the idea. So we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, next thing I will do is we have something to do here, and I think I'm going to do something. I'm going to break this point because I want to continue this line, not like continue the line, but I would love when I'm going to be drawing this top, for it to be in line or in sync with this. So all I will just do is, now let's see what this is doing. Okay, we're supposed to have a curve that flows through here. Let's go to our 2A view. I'll make this top, I'll make this front. Okay, so we're having something that comes here. Okay, so we're having lines, some things moving on here. So we want to draw, some things, some lines that goes through here, But before then, let's draw some other things. And let's see. Let's go back to top viewport. I'm going to draw maybe this here and connect it. Okay, I think that should make sense. Okay, I'll draw one there, and let's see what we can come up with. So I'm going to use my EP curve. My EP curves. I love that when I'm drawing something that is always curvy, but I will use my Bezier when it's involving more than just curves. So let's draw. I think there's a mistake there. I'm going to just, what's happening there? Okay, maybe click there, hit my W. So next thing is I'm going to I'm good with this though if I want, but I have to make sure it's on the right spot here. The first thing first, I'm going to move this. It's supposed to be somewhere here. Now watch this. Now let me just remind you, or let me say this. The rule is whenever you're doing something, there are two most important viewports that are necessary to make sure the work are well aligned. If you remember when we drew this part, we're referencing the side view and the front view. Right now, for this part, we're going to reference more of the top view and the side view. So I'll just move to my 2A view, and okay, let me have the top here, let me have the side here. Okay, so it's in the right position, and we need to make sure this is going the right direction. Okay, so we have to go to our control vertex. So as I'm updating this, I'm looking at what's happening here. Now take note of the fact that what we drew here is for this inner, inner spacing. You can see inside there. So that means I'm going to first of all go to my object mode, bring this down like so. Sorry, bring this down like so. Then go to my control vertex and begin to model. I'll bring this down. It'll be a lot of work. You always check from your viewport to be sure that you're doing the right thing. Sorry, if not, you might just mess it up. Okay, I think for this I will just use, instead of this, right, I will use my edge point. You can use control vertex, you can use edit point. So I will just use edit point so that I can just move this to where it ought to be directly. Okay, nice. Don't worry, we'll balance all of those later. Since this is not working the way I expected it to. Okay, yeah, I can just bring this in. You got to be careful here, actually. Okay, I think I will use my vertex instead. So let's bring this down like so. Let's bring this down too. Then we'll just bring this down and it lines up. So we'll just work with. Okay, don't forget, see what I'm doing here. Looking at this here, so we just bring this down to, bring this down to like this, so we then balance it, Okay, so I think I like what I'm getting here. I'm using this because I don't want this to go off from this viewport. That's why you're seeing me doing it this way, to make sure everything lines up the way it should. If not, things could just okay, then maybe bring this up like here and bring this in. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, we're having something is aligning there already. We would look into that later. Funny enough, let's see what is happening at the back. Let's see what's happening. Sometimes the reference, okay. We have to, okay, seems we have to choose something, one here. Okay, I think for this I would, of course there's a bend here. Okay, so observe something here. Here it's straight. So here for the top, I would, for this part, it's aligned with this, but it's bending and becomes straight here. So here should be taken as priority. I'll just keep that there. What else? So it's not difficult, it's just about you, okay. So for this part, I think I will just prioritize it, line up the edge here like so. Yeah, here too, here too. I think with this I'm good to go. Okay, so you can see finally it's lined up the way it should. Okay, it's lined up the way it should, and I think that's all I need. So let's move back object mode. Let's go to our perspective and see what we've done thus far. We can just turn this off, and yeah, we're having a cage little by little. So the next thing I will do is I can try to connect this. Okay, so this is where I will just go to my EP curve, hold my C to snap. You can click this if you want to hold your C to snap. It snaps to my curves and it goes down there. I think I can just draw a straight line if I want. Let's see if that will work. Let's see if it will work. Okay, not bad. I think I'll just stick with that. So I held my C and it snapped there. Okay, so let's see. Always reference, always check your view, your perspective view, and another viewport to be sure you're not going off the radar. Okay, so let's move on. The next thing I'm going to draw is I'm going to draw this part from here all the way up, all the way to this point. So let's see. So I'm going to use my, since it's just a curve, for curves like this, I think the EP curves will work best. So I'm going to just click here like so and begin to draw. Okay, till I get what I'm looking for, and click there. And make sure you complete or hit your W. So right now I'm having this. Next thing is to check other viewports. I think this is okay. It's in the medium. Okay, don't forget we have a reference point which is this midpoint here, so it's fine. It's fine. So it's in the middle there, and let's just see how this looks. So we'll be having this part of the cage, and I'll finish that up by drawing something else maybe. So you don't need to draw, let's say, full cage here, like trying to make sure this line continues as one, but I can just hit this, put my C, it snaps, and I pull down. I'm left clicking, pulling down to this point. So I'm drawing from where this curve stops, and I'm going to detail this part of this cage of the drawing, like so. Need to be careful. Need to be very careful there. I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing, but maybe I'll stop somewhere here, and just W there. So here, so let's see. Yes, I'm making huge progress. Or what do you think? Making huge progress here. So let's see. So it just to keep drawing, believing that everything should line up all the way it should. So what next? Alright, so the next thing I will do is okay, let's check. We have this already. It's getting more like it. So get this back. I'm going to draw. If you remember, we drew this right, and it stops here in our top viewport. So that means the continuation will be through here. And look at it carefully. We have a line that goes through the top, all through to the top of this headlight. So that means this will run through the top of this. I mean, this line here going through the top of this headlight is what we're talking about. So I'm going to hold my curves, my C. Sorry, click this, and okay. So, but in this case, I'm going to start from here. So for this drawing now, for this view, our major concern will be top and front view. So let me see if I can, go to my is it top here, right? Top. So let's see if you to continue that order. So of course you see it continues, so let's keep it simple. If you observe, it's already getting this aligned, but I'll correct it later. Maybe you hold my X to snap to grid. If it works, if it doesn't, not an issue, just click somewhere there. We'll get that so complete, we'll get that sorted out later. So if you observe what I drew here, right, if you go to your perspective view, it's looking not like it, so it means I'll have to come down. Okay, I have to come down and correct it in the front viewport. Now another thing you need to know is the fact that, let's go back to top view, is the fact that when you're drawing like this, for this thing to look, joint, when I go to my control vertex, never just shift this. If you shift this, it's going to be separated. So keep that together, then tweak the rest, like tweak all of this, so on and so forth. So let's move on to the major thing. So I'm going to drag this down like so. Make sure you are you are referencing and making sure that it's not distorting other views. So push this down. Push this down like this. Okay, now let me just give you the secret. This part here is the part you push down, and here is just to make sure it lines up the way you want it to line up. You can see it's still there, it's not distorting, so just so good. So it's lined up well in the front view. Let's see, you gotta be careful here because okay, so we are good to go. So we're gonna do some things here. Let's see. It should start changing. I knew it should start changing because there's a bend here. Alright, it's a bend. I think there's a mistake here. This line is the second line, right? From this, so we have this logo here, and we have a line. So we're using the second line, right? So it means here we should be using the second line too. Get the point? So I'll just highlight all of this and push them down nicely. Does that make sense? So that means when you're referencing, this is traveling all the way. So I have to push this. I've got to be careful. I've got to be careful. There's a bend here, so I got to really be careful here. Yeah, got to be careful there. So this might have to go down to this point. Yes. Okay. I gotta push this down. Okay. Then maybe push this down too. And balance it there. So okay, it's already getting distorted. Let's be careful. There have to be a compromise. You have to ask yourself questions like, okay, from this view, now it's bending. If it's bending, I think we should reference this more. Okay, from the top, we should reference this more. And let's see. Maybe later we might touch this, but I think with this, let's see. So if you observe here, it's not touched. Here remains the same. Our issue is that something's happening here. Let's see. Okay, something's happening here, which so here, so I'm having this traveling all the way. I'm having this traveling all the way to this point, the second line, which is this. That is the first line, top of this headlight, which is this first line here. And goes all the way down, and you could understand what's happening here. So I could just carefully put that there. So I think I'm good with this. Hope you get the idea. So let's see what's happening in our top viewport, in our perspective viewport. Let's turn this off. Let's see. So we haven't this now. Okay, so it looks joint, despite the fact that we did some whatever there. So next thing I will do is I will just make sure this is attached to. Now we have our grid. So I'll just click this, go to my control vertex, highlight here, hold my X is snapped to curves. Actually, we are snapping to curves, not grid. That is true because we have. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It could be both because we have a grid there, the curves on the grid. But my goal is to snap to this curve, so we have a grid there. So X to snap to the grid and C to snap to curves. So I think I'll go to snap into curves. Right click, go to control vertex, highlight this, hold my C, and see how it's done. Hold your C. Click this once with your middle mouse, once, remove your hand, then click and drag it into place. Done. So okay, so I think with this we can just see what's happening there. So here we're having a page, we're having a great reference there. Some people could start lofting, making use of a boundary and all of those. So let's move on. All right, so the next thing I will do here is all right, so take note that sometimes you might have to come up with some formulations to make sure your work goes well. So okay, this is moving like this. So let's go to a 2A view. Let me put a top view here, and here will be our side view, side view. And this is running the way I want it to run. So the next question is running this way. So what I will do is go to my control vertex. Now this is running like this. Sorry, this actually is what I'm looking for. So for the fact that we are not seeing the line going upward, it means one thing, that they're on the same line. So I'm going to just come up with something. First of all, make sure that this is somewhere here, more like an intersection. Then let's see. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to make sure I have a cage. Make this cage runs through like this, then go smoothly over there. So that means it will be on the same line. I'll move this up. Sorry, let's be careful here. Okay, gotta be very careful at this point, because a lot's gonna happen. So let's see. Sorry. Okay, so let me just make sure it's running the way I want, then from there we begin to do a modification. Time to time I need to be sure, okay, it's still running across the way it should. I'll correct that later. So what I'm going to do here is I'll make sure this runs in a way and manner that will be swift and seamless for me. Okay, so let's address what needs to be addressed. Make sure it's in the right position. Okay, to make sure they're all in the right positions. Okay, here too should be in the right position. More like it's okay. Sorry, I think I'm touching the wrong thing. I need to be careful here, very careful. Okay, I have to be sure that's okay. Fine. Okay, so let's begin to. Okay, using spline to model, especially something like a car, can be quite not like it, but you just got to be patient and have a picture of what you're trying to model. So I need this to run through So you can see they didn't give us the detailing that we need there. So right now I'm the one coming up with something that might make sense. Okay, so I wish there was a line here, but unfortunately none. There's something I'm missing here. That's good. Okay, get now, right? So this has to be fluid. Bring it down a bit. Take this up a bit like this. Also, I can't make it heavy. Okay, all right, so let's see what we can do here. Maybe I'll move this up a bit. Okay. So hope you get the idea now. Something that, okay, maybe this I might bring this down. I just need it to, you know, flow into that line. Bring this down. Probably bring this down like so. It flows in, it flows out. We get the idea. Something like this. So let's see what we have. So I'm looking at, okay, you know, let me check this viewport. Okay, I think it's fine. So let me check my perspective view and let's see what we've got thus far. Okay, so I'm having a line. Yeah, I'm having the line that goes through like this. You can see it's on the same spot. It's more like a detailing, okay, that goes there, that comes down, and then, you know, something like that. So I think I'm achieving my goal little by little. So next thing I want to ensure is some track is okay, so I have a line here. This goes across and then to this line here. So let me be sure I'm good to go. Okay, so I will not do much of details here. I will just okay, second place. Okay, so what I will do here is let's see, I'm going to draw, you know, this to run through like this into this point. So let's see, click EP curves, hold my C, snap it to the end and begin to draw to have this curves like this. Object mode and double. Okay, so let's see what we have in our okay, I'm beginning to have what I'm looking for. Yeah, that was what I was trying to create there. Then the next thing is I would love let's see something that we can do. Okay, I would love, you know, this, it intersected here, right? I would love this to flow into this. Okay, I love this to flow into this, so more like a connection, you know. So maybe what I would do is okay, so that's this from the end we go into the end of this. So I will just click this, hit this, hold my C, take it to the extreme, hold my C, take it to the extreme. Let's see what we have in our viewports here. Let's see. Yeah. Do not exactly what I'm looking for, but I think it can get the job done. Okay, it can get the job done. So yeah, my cages now come to fruition, and I think it's going pretty well. So whatness, let's see. Okay, so what I'll do next is let's see. We are having something here. Let's, you know, create this detailing here. So we have a spline, you know, let's check. We have a spline here. We have another spline here. Okay, I think I made a mistake. Okay, yeah. So we're going to draw this spline to start from here and goes all the way here. So I'm going to hit my EP curves, hold my C. I'll begin from here and I'll start drawing like so. Hold my C and take that there, up there. I would hit my W to maybe do some editings. I think so that it could flow the way it should flow. Okay, so let's see in my perspective view. That's what we've done. Believe me, making the habit always check your perspective view will save you a lot in the long run. So this is what we have. I think our cage is coming to life little by little. Okay, so what I'll do next is I think I can do that in my perspective view. Okay, if I want. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to draw a line from here to here. So let's see what we can do about that, so to say. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll click this. Okay, I think I've locked this up. Okay, I locked them up here. That is here, so I'll just take a line that runs from here all the way to here. So let's see what is going to happen. So I'll go to my curves. I will hit my C, hit this, hold my C, draw a line that goes across, draw a line that goes across like this. Okay, so let's see what we've got. Complete. Then maybe do something with this too. Click this, hold my C, draw a line, it snaps there, hold my C again, it snaps there. Yeah, like so. Come again, click this, hold my C, it snaps there, hold my C, it snaps there. So at this point we already have something that looks like the cage we're looking for. Maybe I could just I don't know, maybe just connect this two. Click this, hold my C, snaps, complete that. Click this, hold my C, snaps, complete that. Do the same thing here, hold my C, snaps, completed. It might not be straight, but we can get that sorted out later. Complete that. Click, hold my C, snap. So let's see what we're having now. Okay, we're having something that looks like this. Okay, which is not bad for a start. Okay, so let's move on. This is going to be interesting when it's time to convert them up. So let's move on to the next thing. Okay, what I'll do next is come to my side view. Okay, make sure this is how I want it to be. Control vertex. Do I need this? I don't think so. I don't need it anymore. Do I need this? Delete it. I don't need. So I'll just move this only. Move it here, and just correct it. Then what I'll do next is click this, hold my C and drag it down, hold my C and drag it down. Okay, I'm going to draw. Let's see if it's going to make sense. What we just is going to make sense. Let's go to our perspective view. Completed. Make sure it's completed, and let's see what we have. Okay, so we're having something like this, right? Good. So we're going to edit this probably in a front viewport. Let's see perspective. Sorry, front viewports. Let's see what's going to happen here. Okay, so we're going to edit this. I think there's a problem. Probably this was stopping the wrong spots. Maybe I should delete. I'll delete this, right? I'll delete it and come here and okay. Sorry. So I might just extend this a bit. Hold my C. Okay, sorry. Hit my EP curve. Hold my C and okay, just extend it to stop here. I think that's all I want. Object mode and W. I'm good to go. then here this, hold the C and it snaps to the end. Okay, now I get what the problem is. So I'm having some issues there. Okay, in such a case, the images are not lining up the way it should, so probably I would just maybe go with the former one. Okay, I'll go with this and maybe just sometimes your images might not line up the way you want, and you have to come up with some things, or I prefer to do this from the top view. Let's see if it's gonna make sense. Okay, I think top view makes more sense. So I could just what I need now, it's I need some curve points. Keep one here, hold shift down, shift, keep one keep one here, maybe here, and go to my curves and insert nuts, then control vertex, maybe push this up. This is where your reference image might not be so perfect, and you have to bring this here, maybe just play around with what I have. Okay, what I would do is I'll just assume it stopped here, and I'll balance it up. I'm having issues more with my my view here. Let's just push this down. So we just bring this down like so. Okay. So you keep refining and refining. I'm supposed to do some things here, but it's all fine. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So here it's stopping here. Let me see. Okay, sorry. So let's see what we have now, and we're going to do some things here to make sure it's working perfectly fine. So let's see what's happening here. Let's click. Okay, so it's not connecting. I think what I need to do is just click this, come to my curve point, control vertex, and maybe just drag it. Hold my C, click this once, then drag it to fit, and maybe go to my side view, and I will just correct this to fit, and I'm good to go. Okay, just sometimes you might have to, just work with how you feel this should look like in real life. And take note that this should run through, the middle there, because you're going to model half and carry out maybe a mirror or something later. So let's see what we have there now. Good. So I'm having a cage that I think I can depend on. So in the next video we would continue from those points, and we'll keep adding details, including the front and the back and so on and so forth. Thank you.